Hey guys, so we just got this thing primed and we got 2 coats on it. We're about to put some yellow on it. I'm trying to do it this time without spraying. I'm actually doing it with a paintbrush and throwing in a little bit of reducer in there just to thin it so you don't see the brush strokes. But we'll see how it turns out. Okay. Just got the exciter reassembled. I torqued the counterweights inside to 217 foot-pounds with red Loctite, and then outside I did the M12s to 88 foot-pounds with blue Loctite in a crisscross pattern starting from the inside out. I then filled the exciter assembly with oil, 750 mil of 7590. The older machines call for a 1040, but I've upgraded it to the newer machines, which use a 7590. I don't put the bottom 2 bolts in, just 2 on either side. That way if you have to pull the cover off for whatever reason while it's in service, you can actually get to the bolts. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot more work. So, yeah, we just got the little... The new battery tray we're working on. You can see how bad a shape it was in, so I wanted to make something else. I was thinking about using some old galvanized steel, but ended up doing was using some plastic I had around and the old rubbers later. So I did that one, and then I did all around this one as well. And that's what it looks like afterwards. I made some little cutouts on it, so you can see everything. So the batteries, the clamps will go on there nicely, just like that. Rewrap that and made sure to clean off the ground really well. I went through all the holes and chased them and cleaned up the terminals. I think I'll probably end up putting a new battery in, but it's going to be the same size, just because this one's about 5 years old. So next we just got to put the engine on. Okay. If you're wanting to bleed the air of the hydraulic system, you can pump the handle back and forth till you get pressure, and then crack the banjo bolt down below. Get the last bit of air so that it will go in forward and reverse. Just working on a new ignition. Picked it up at Canadian Tire. This was originally here. That's your start switch and your battery light. So key on is going to be over here, key off right there. When you turn the key on these machines, it immediately starts blurring and this lights up saying low voltage or whatever. So as soon as you start it, light goes out, it gets 12 volts I guess to the other side of the circuit, or it completes the circuit, and it goes out. So I guess if there's any electrical issues while it's running, somebody has the opportunity to hear it and turn the machine off. And having that cover plate off that goes around here when you're getting to these bolts, because they're really tight in there. Yeah, that and the custom little insert. Alright, just got the engine back on. Just using the Bobcat to get it on there with the little jib crane I made. I'll have to do another video on that. Just drain the oil, new filter, put in some synthetic 530. I feel like if I'm spending all the time to go through all this equipment, I should run some decent oil in it. I got a new fuel filter. It's just a little inline one. It's not the same Baldwin one there. Been using the clear ones. Nice to see what you got. And when you're tightening down the bolts, there's 4 bolts for this. One there, and then 2 in the front. These ones in the front, the throttle shaft is in the way for that one, so I used a little bit shorter bolts, like a 30 mil, and the same for this one over here too, about a 30 mil, just to get them in there, because you can't with the longer bolts. And the original ones I think were a little longer, but it's not necessary. Also, you can't get a normal size Allen in there, so what I did was just I made a little tool, but you can also just take an 8 or a 10 mil Allen head and cut it down and use it with a double wrench setup. So this is the little tool I made. Part 3 is coming up next.